Ah, yes. Let that gust keep jamming out. Making sure that we're live right here on Swissbeatbox. Gonna wait until I see that thumbnail come up correctly. Making sure that we're gonna be able to be seen, able to be heard. Because it's Sunday, which means it's another episode of Beyond the Beats. And seemingly, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Episode 49. Almost getting to a year long right here. And I'm super excited because a lot of interesting things happening in the beatbox world. You guys just witnessed the kickback battle with the finals, Grand Beatbox Battle, World League 2021 being announced for the wild cards. Good luck to everybody out there. A lot of stuff's going on, a lot of moving parts. And I just wanted to go and say that right now as well, a message from my friend Paponi and yours and the SBX team in general. Make sure that you go if you want to get tickets. The Grand Beatbox Battle World League 2021 tickets are on sale. You got to go to the Instagram at grand.beatbox.battle and you'll find out all the information there. And also a big shout out to all the people that are members on YouTube. Click on the links and join up to be a member. But I think it's time to get into this. So, ladies and gentlemen, right here, episode 49. Once again, like I said before, we are going to get into this interview, and I'm excited to have on Beyond the Beats someone who's impressed me so musically gifted and pushes the boundaries. It's been a pleasure to see him on stage multiple times in person and also through videos that he's been putting out recently. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you David Laborge. I'm going to try to get your last name correctly, aka BreZ, the original, repping for the Escapers, repping for Gram 25, repping for Squid and Scam Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, from France, BreZ.
Hello.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm sitting here going to talk to you.
Same here. It's just exciting waiting for this moment for a while.
Yeah, I've been seeing you on different talks. I saw you with Nexor there when you were on C-Boom Beatbox Talk. That was interesting. And I also saw you did a group chat with some gentlemen. I think it was Talk Dinner or something like this.
Dinner Convo, yeah, exactly.
Dinner Convo, yeah. So you've been on that a few things, and again, I knew a lot about you just from stuff I'd looked up in the past, but it was a pleasure to go and learn more about your career and pathway into our wonderful world of beatboxing.
Thank you. The BreZ, yeah, you got me by surprise with that name, because that was I only used that name for the first months I was into beatbox.
Yes, the original, and you spelled it even just like you like the what was it, the native word for Brittany, where you're from.
Exactly.
And that's where you took your actual name BreZ now from. Just took off and took the spelling a little bit different.
Yeah, you made your researches. I'm curious to see what you have.
We're coming for you. Aside from that, I'm excited to have you on, and usually people just want to hear this right off the start. So before we go and get into your career, before we get into how you got into beatboxing, talk about current projects, upcoming things that you have to go on, I was going to say the people want it and I want it too. Would you be so kind as to go and start us off on the right foot here and drop a little showcase?
Definitely. And it's funny because I just did a fake wild card. I'm just going to put the camera right here so you can see the Loopstation. I did a April Fool's wild card for the GBB. When was it? Thursday, I think. And
yes.
And yeah, I guess I can just kick off the showcase with this one.
So, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Beyond the Beats, episode 49 with the big homie BreZ, repping for France, champion in the Loopstation. He's going to go and show you why he's come for that Grand Beatbox Battle World League 2021. You already know what to do if you're out there sitting at home enjoying this on a Sunday. I say the 3, y'all say the 2 and the 1. Let's get it going in 3.
Let's go. guys are ready. Okay. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
All right. The next track is it's called Criminal. It was my GBB online elimination round. So let's do it. I be killing. I be killing. I be killing. Hey, I be killing. Whoa. Hey, I be killing. Okay.
Looper say, then I'm a criminal. Hey, just an ego trip, but nothing too subliminal. They can call me cocky, but no, I'm original. Hey, if you really wanna get it, dig it, come and get it. I be serving scoops, hey, off all my loops, hey. If you're watching Swissbeatbox, just hit the replay. I be serving scoops, hey, off all my tunes, hey. I'm just tripping on his beat, there's no effort that I feed, hey.
Someone in the chat just said Scarline just said the play nasty with it. You again, when I've been looking through some of the stuff you said, and this is a very simple concept, but I just thought it was kind of, it brought out your personality when you were talking to Nexor, and you just said, I just want to go on stage and do it for the crowd. I don't do it for the judges, but just for the crowd to have a good time. Now that to me stands out because a lot of people might think someone like the kickback battle, where they might have changed some stuff or done stuff to try to go and get certain categories as it was mapped out on the scorecard. But when I see you performing, you just look so happy. You bring that energy on stage, and you said you're genuinely somewhat of a shy person, but on stage it allows you to get that energy to come out and gives you that opportunity to go and release it. So I love that fact that you have that mindset going into these battles. And where did you start finding the confidence in yourself to jump on a stage and behind a loop station? If you're a shy person, how does that help you get that energy onto the stage? And how did you find yourself getting more confidence working through it? Before we start off with how you got into beatboxing, I want to go and ask that off the top.
Actually, the day it actually popped out in my mind, like you were actually there on stage. It was at the World Championship in Berlin. So I was qualified, and I've been looping in my room like for so many years. And whenever I used to go on stage to perform, because in general in real life, I mean, I'm a really quiet person. You don't hear me speak too much in backstage or anything. But like that day at the World Championship in Berlin, I just told myself, okay, I don't care now. I just go on stage and forget everything. Just act as if you were in your room and just have fun, And as I said, like in with Nexor, chances are 99.9% of the people watching you cannot do what you're doing. So they're just here to have a good time and enjoy your music. So I mean, there's no point in stressing, being anxious about going on stage. Just do what you can do. I mean, you've prepared this set like 1,000 times. You know how to do it. So just have fun. Like forget the people. Well, don't forget the people. They're there. You're doing it for them. But like forget the judgment or anything. You're just here to have a good time. And it's really that day when I came up on stage at Berlin at the World Championship that everything changed.
Because up until that point, you were doing a lot more solo battles and had been working on the Loopstation. But it was, again, the energy is undeniable. You made top 8 in the world, and you went up against Inky, which is obviously a crazy hard battle. And you and him, we'll talk about that later, going a little bit back and forth with a few battles that I've seen you guys in. So it's been interesting. But again, I think it's just that being the ability just to jump on the stage and bring that energy and still be just hype about it. And you say that's how you like. Another thing I wanted to go and ask is that how you practice in your room? Do you sit there with that same energy and you're involved in it? Like, is there like a club going on in your room when you practice essentially? Because do you bring that energy? Because I find that some people practice, if you don't practice like that, it doesn't come out on stage.
When I prepare for an event, whether it's a battle or a showcase I'm going to do, usually, because most of the time loopers loop sitting down at their desk, right? When I'm preparing for a battle, I'll try to find a place where I could stand and really move around. If I could use like an amp, like a PA somewhere, rather than use headphones, I'll do it. I'll try to move around the place and, try to have the same energy that I will have on the day of the event. So it's something that I try to practice, but it's not really easy with the Loopstation because you're always behind the Loopstation pressing all the buttons. So you have to be focused at the same time on the loop and also at what's going on in front of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Grand Beatbox battle, you did walk out in front, have that hype up moment for sure, though.
Yeah, actually, I did some things that I didn't even plan, like the whole dancing and thing. Like that was somebody else. I was just watching myself doing that thing on stage. I was like in a trance mode or something.
Well, it turned out well, and I'm looking forward to seeing that more when stuff comes back and you get the opportunity, man. It's super. Again, energy's undeniable, and I think that's a key thing when battling, when performing overall. And yeah, man, you've been doing very well at it. When you said that you started beatboxing, was you moved around a lot as a child? You moved to Ireland, then you went down to Saint Martin in the Caribbean, and that's why a lot of people ask, like, you're from France, but you're so well spoken in English.
Yeah.
So that would be the reasoning behind it. But when you come back around 2007, you see Pol doing his thing on TV, and just that opens your eyes to beatboxing. And once you start looking up, as everyone does, go down the rabbit hole on YouTube, start searching up stuff.
Exactly.
You see dub effects, and you're like, that's Loopstation. You start doing tutorials because of Tight and other tutorials online. And from 2007 to 2009 is the first time that you jump into a French Champs in 2009, and you say that ZD was a huge inspiration for you, taking some of the technicalities and the way that he approached beatboxing. So when you started by seeing Pol to going online, searching up people, starting to practice by yourself, what point did you start meeting the French scene?
It was really in 2009 at the French Championship in Toulouse. And it's funny because I went there, and so I had been beatboxing for 2 years, and for me, like guys like Alain, BMG, all the French scene at the time, they were like superstars for me because I didn't know nobody. I didn't know anything about beatboxing, like about beatboxers, but I was really into it. So it was really my passion. And the first person I saw when I arrived at the French Champ was Alain, and just behind him I saw BMG. I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna meet all these guys. I was like a child, and yeah, it was a crazy moment. It was a crazy moment.
And that first interaction on stage of you jumping on, had you performed before that before 2009, jumping on that stage at the French Champs? Had you done much performing from the 2007 to 2008 kind of beginning? Because I couldn't find anything, and I tried to do my thorough research.
Nothing filmed for sure, but I probably did like 1 or 2 like really small things, but like open mics, something like that, but no, nothing crazy. So it was really my first time on a big stage with a lot of people. Yeah.
And then from that 2009 Champs too, when you say, again, you meet Alain, you meet BMG, you meet these just amazing characters of the French scene. Is that the point where you start actually having the opportunity to maybe start practicing with them, or just join the beatbox family, as it were, and bouncing ideas back and forth? Or before then, had you ever met any other beatboxers in real life?
Before, no, I never met any other guys. And in 2009, I moved to a city called Bordeaux in France, and there was Kiz, Beastie, some other beatboxers that don't really beatbox anymore, but I used to hang around with these guys, and yeah, it was the first small beatbox community, like family, I was a part of. So yeah, I spent a lot of time with Beastie and Kiz at that time.
And again, the first video that I found was from I believe it was Kissed. On, maybe I'm wrong on this one, but I saw this video like 10 years ago, 2000.
But the one with the purple T-shirt, is it?
You're sitting in a chair, red chair, in like a cafe, and you're just sitting there. And again, even then, you're pushing the solo aspect of your beatboxing very hard. And I can see that 2011, you get into the more paw battle. You ended up losing to Big Ben, but you beat a few people. And then Battle of the Year, you go against BMG in 2011, and that all leads up to the French Champs, where, again, from 2007, first event 2009. 2 years later, you become vice champion of France, which is a huge accomplishment, only losing to Kim in the finals, but beating people like Kiss, FIB, and Giro in there. Yeah. And like, it's just a rapid improvement. So from your perspective, how did you improve so quickly in that time? Was it spending more time with beatboxers, practice obviously, but what made you jump levels from 2009 to 2011? So in the solo aspect.
As you said, I did quite a few battles, and it's really experience. Like in France, we have the chance to have so many opportunities to do battles because there's so many battles going on. And yeah, I went to a lot of events, like from 2009 to 2011. I don't know, like maybe like 15 events, 15 different battles, and it's a lot. Like for France, it's normal, but for other countries, it may seem a lot, and we really have this chance. And yeah, we just share like 2 or 3 days beatboxing like nonstop, and really like people who don't know, but going to a beatbox event really makes you evolve so rapidly. Like you don't imagine how like the motivation it gives you to go to an event, like doing battles, losing, going back to another event, like working hard, losing again, going to another battle, working hard again, and you just keep on getting better and better until you reach your goals.
The first battles that I can see you taking an actual win in is maybe I'm wrong on this, but the UBB vocal conflict, and that was 2016.
Well, yeah.
And you battled in the you went up against the Kinde, and then you went up against Elliot in the finals. Now, was that the first time? I might be wrong on this, but that was the first time that you won like an actual full championship, not just a few battles, but actually winning and going home as the champion.
There was one in 2016, a bit before that year, but it wasn't filmed. Well, the videos never came out, unfortunately, and it was
Battle versus Collapse, right?
Yeah, the Battle versus Collapse in Rennes. But like that was the big Collapse was doing his first battles back in the days. So yeah, unfortunately there are no videos. But yeah, later that year, the UBB, I forgot about that one actually.
And then again, you've just when did you start considering doing Loopstation more and focusing more on Loopstation and pursuing it? Because I can see again 2015 you go in the French champs, you go up against Hutch, which you said was the hardest hell you've ever taken, because he shadow sumoed the
Let's not talk about it.
But you go up against, again, you've had many battles going up against even Alexinho. You battled Beastie in the TKO battle, and you went far in that. But like when do you start going and thinking that you're gonna go and try to pursue Loopstation more of actually thinking about it battle wise?
I remember because like I knew about the Loopstation. I had an RC50 since 2009, but I didn't really use it that much. And then I checked out the GBB Loopstation battles. It was, I think, 2014 or maybe 2013. Well, when BreZ was doing it, and I saw his battle against Hobbit, and like both loopers really amazed me. And I was like, okay, I need that RC505. It does amazing stuff, like the effects, the possibilities, the 5 tracks, everything. I'm like, okay, I need to get one of these. And it's in 2015 that I got my first RC505, and it's really from there on that, like, okay, I told myself, okay, beatbox is cool, but come on, looping, you have so many possibilities. You can make your own tracks. And yeah, for me, it was like the next level after beatbox. Like I knew that in beatbox, the new generation was pushing hard, and I couldn't really keep up, to be honest. Like people were doing crazy stuff already back in the days. I was like, okay, Loopstation is the next step for me. I have to try it. And this is where it started from.
And it's gone quite well for you.
Thank you.
You start working on it, and do that. Well, you start working on other versions of beatboxing as well. You work with Tag Team, excuse me, Loopstation Tag Team, and you start working, get into the finals 2017 French champs with Graham 25, and going up against End of Game, which shout out to End of Game, mad respect. And then 2018 too, as you said, you win a wild card, which is a huge accomplishment for the world champs, and you go up against Inky, and then you start getting SBX shoutouts. In 2016 is when you got your first one. But like, when did you, in 2018, when you become French Loopstation champion, that was your first national championship that you won. You also won in 2020 with Squid as a team. Boom! But also 2018, what was your attitude going into that French championship and on the Loopstation, and how much would you say you were practicing and getting those rounds prepared for that national championship?
Actually, it's really started in November 2017 at the French Championship, the one where I was with Gram 25, I saw the first actual French Loopstation Championship, and Robin was on stage, and Robin won it against Mirza in the final. And I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do, because that was the first Loopstation battle I ever witnessed. So, I mean, live. So, like, I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do, and I told myself, okay, I'm going back home and I'm practicing, and for sure next year I'm coming back in 2018 and I'm gonna win this title. And like, this is really that was really my objective for a whole year. And then what happened was that in between there was the World Beatbox Championship wildcard competition, and when the wildcard competition started, I only had one round. The rounds that I wanted to prepare for the French Championship, I only had one single round, and I submitted that as a wildcard. And I got chosen, I got selected. I was like, okay, shit, now I have to make other rounds, right? So it's actually preparing the World Championship that allowed me to have rounds for the French Championship. That was only 2 months after, really.
And again, those championships went well. You go up against Lexi T in the finals, and it was a heated back and forth, which was dope to go and watch. Take home the championship. Okay, now you're the French champion. And from there, 2019, you went in as a huge year for you in like just championships and things that you were part of. You got into the GBB, and you also go into the Florida Beatbox battle with the Multiverse. Big shout out to Tionev. And you end up taking a little bit of revenge on Inky because you go to the finals with him and you end up winning the finals in the Multiverse battle, which is a huge accomplishment at the Florida Beatbox battle. I got to go watch that live, actually just not hosting or anything, but actually just get to go and watch it. It was beautiful. Yes. And when you go and get that opportunity to go and battle, when you go into a battle, do you think about your opponents and have rounds specifically for opponents that you build, or do you go in there with sets that you're just happy with to perform? You know, because going back up against Inky in 2018, he beat you. 2019, you beat him. How was it? Was there a different mindset going into that battle, or just tell me more about your ideas going into battles with a Loopstation?
Yeah, like the mistake I did in 2018 at the World Championship is that I thought that okay, so quarterfinals, it's me versus Inky. I thought that the semifinal, like the winner of Inky versus me, was going to go against Saro, which was not the case because the winner was going to go against it was another battle, right? So I just saved my rounds. I saved some routines. I saved my best routines in case I would go in the semifinal. So I kind of went too easy. You know, I did not bring my best two routines, and I lost 3-2 against Inky. So I was kind of frustrated at that time against myself. So when I did the Multiverse, there was no revenge or anything. It's more myself. I told myself, okay, from now on, I'll just drop my best routines first. So I don't really do it like deciding which round to choose for that looper or for that looper. It's really, I'll just put my very best first and then keep on going like that as far as I can, really.
And do you think that is a strategy in future battles that you're going to embrace and use, or are you going to try to? Do you have, like, again, I always find it interesting getting the ideas. I've battled before as well, but just the ideas from other people, how they view going into battles and preparation for it. So do you have any, after your last few experiences of Grand Beatbox battle, doing GBB online and coming second to Frosty and getting that opportunity to go and, again, just have more battles? When you go into another battle, let's say in real life and Grand Beatbox battle 2021, let's say, do you think you'll have a different approach to it maybe? Or how are you going to approach GBB 2021 World League?
This one might be a particular one because there's going to be the whole second device thing, right? And, you know, like in 2019, there was already second devices, but like only really Inky had that OP second device, you know. Nobody else really had something that would make differences so much. So we weren't really used to it, but people had 2 years now to practice on second devices, and maybe I might, depending on the person, if I qualify for battles, hopefully. But depending on the person who I'll battle, well, I might adapt a little something like saying something about, okay, one device, second device, I don't know. But for sure, what's gonna happen is I'll pull out my best 2 rounds from the beginning, so that like I don't want to have any regrets. Like I had in 2018, I was really frustrated for a few months after. Like I was just telling myself, why did I not pull that round? I had it and I did not use it, and nobody saw it because I got kicked out of the competition. So against NME, for example, in 2019, like when I went out, like when I lost, like I was happy, like honestly, because I did what I wanted to do, and I shared this moment on stage with the crowd, and I did exactly what I wanted to do. So in my mind, I won. Like it's my real objective was to have a great moment on stage and seeing the crowd like jump up to my sounds, and that's exactly what happened. So I was really happy, and this is what I just want to do in the future: play my best rounds as far as I can in the competition, so that I can just spend 6 more minutes on stage, battle after battle.
That's a good way of saying it. And another question I had is, you're having a lot of for GVB 2021, and leading up to it, you had got in with Squid, you got in with Scam Talk, and you got in for yourself. So you'd be in 3 categories. Now that's a lot to go and undertake, and a lot of different routines to remember, and a lot of work obviously to be putting in. So how do you manage your time in between solo loop, tag loop, and working with the crew for yourself?
Well, actually, the COVID managed my time for me. I'm like, we're locked down again in France, right? So
same in Canada.
Exactly. So the thing is, Squid, we all live in 5 different cities in France, so we just cannot see each other. So we haven't really worked since the French champs in February. That's over a year now, 2020. So yeah, we don't see each other. And for Scam Talk, so the Loopstation tag team, I haven't seen Gothenburg in 8 months. So it's because I moved to another city, so we don't live in the same city anymore. So for the moment, each person is really focusing on his own solo projects, and then whenever we can meet, hopefully this summer, we're gonna try to get back at it. But for the moment, it's only solo Loopstation.
Do you ever, especially with Gothenburg, do you ever go back and forth, like send an idea and be like, hey, what would you do over top of this, and kind of build? Because again, live is totally different when you work with somebody and can see them and have that. But I was just wondering, online, have you attempted to go and do that, sending ideas back and forth still?
We didn't even share any music or anything. He's very busy right now. So am I with so many solo stuff. And yeah, we just like to meet. Like it's always better when we've always been used to doing music together live on the spot, and sharing music, it's not really our way of functioning. So we cannot do it.
No, I totally get it. Different ways for different people. And speaking of second devices too, when you just put out Lonely today, I believe you just put out on YouTube a Justin Bieber cover, and you're using a second device, if I'm not mistaken on that one. Am I mistaken on that? Because I thought I heard just the voice portion of it.
It's the auto-tune pedal, auto-tune pedal, which is right here, that I'm using for covers on YouTube for videos, because I can't sing for. So yeah, I use this pedal to do some covers, to have more control over my voice. So yeah.
And will that be your second device, or do you have another device that you prefer to use when it comes to availability of a second device in battles in Loopstation going forward?
Yeah, I'm that guy who likes things to be very fair, and I'm all about equity. So I don't go with second device. I won't go with second devices in battles. I feel like if I go with a second device against someone who is just a Loopstation, I don't think it's fair, So this is why in sports, because battles is a kind of a sport, right? This is why in sports, like take boxing for example. If 2 guys are the same height, but they're not the same weight, they don't fight in the same category. And I know a lot about second devices. I've used a lot since many years, and you really do have a real big competitive advantage with having one. Like the possibilities are amazing, and I just don't think it's fair. So I'll just go with the RC505.
Now, would that I guess that's it's an interesting way of looking at it, because it would give you, if you're saying it would give you a large advantage and everybody else will have said advantage or have the opportunity to have said advantage, it would make your line, your way of getting to a final and winning competitions is going to be harder if you don't use the second device. Is that fair to say?
It's complicated because I know that even judges are have little difficulties judging someone who's with a second device and someone who is not. It's like we always talk about the competitors, like, is it fair? Is it balanced? Is it, but people don't really think about the judges. Like, you're a judge and you're judging this guy who did an amazing set with a second device and this guy who did an amazing set but without a second device. And of course, you think about it. You're like, okay, this guy did amazing also, but he wasn't using an extra device. So, maybe. And I just hope that the criteria will only be on music and not on the equipment people are using. Because I feel that actually not using a second device can actually turn into an advantage. Because, judges might think, okay, he's only using the Loopstation, so he's got less of an advantage, and he did a great set. So, maybe I might, so I don't know, but I hope the criteria will only be on music and not focus on the equipment.
That's well said. And I also think it'd be interesting to see, like, Beardy Man, for example. He's got a nut setup, or I watched Honeycomb, who does some sessions, and he's got like a nut setup with all sorts of stuff and instruments, and just seeing that at the utmost. That's something I'd always want to see. I'd love to see just a live production battle, essentially, with beatboxing being the element that brings, that starts it off and brings it together. But seeing with no, how do you say it? With no restrictions on how many devices you have. Someone could have like 13 devices versus another person. It'd be very hard, I think, to have that in an actual full tree battle, an actual full tournament. Mm-hmm. But maybe like a one-off special. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, or some I don't know, showcase battle where everybody can just bring whatever they want in addition to the Loopstation, and then just each person does his showcase and then just select the winner.
Yeah, or seeing someone like Gene as well doing his showcase that he did, where he's bringing in instruments and guitars and stuff. It'd just be like super, super crazy. Something fun. I'd love to see.
I think it will happen in the future, definitely, because that's, we just make music, like you said, starting from beatbox. Like things are evolving, and like just using a Loopstation is very limiting. And also the rule right now is one extra device, but that rule is kind of strange also, because you can bring a big multi-effects pedal which can do 5 million effects, but you can't bring, for example, just a reverb pedal and a delay pedal, because that's two devices. You see what I mean? So it should be open to as much devices as you wish. Like I feel it should be like that.
Maybe that's a conversation to have in the future for a future possible of maybe a new style of battle or another category. Because again, it'd be crazy to see it's crazy to see Loopstation battle anyways in my mind. Watching Loopstation battles are just nuts. But then thinking about it and having it available with no restrictions and being like, do whatever you'd like, just put good music out there and have, just a Loopstation battle, but base it off of beatboxing with extra devices. It's interesting concept.
That would be amazing. And you see what Beardy Man can do, so it would be amazing for sure.
100%. Another question I was going to ask is, okay, outside of beatboxing, the beatbox world that we're in, 2019, you go on The Voice with Scam Talk, and you get on to the Soprano team, from what I can see.
Yep.
And you went pretty far in the run. So could you give me a little breakdown? Because again, as a Canadian, I should speak French, but I do not. So it was very confusing to try to watch and understand what they were saying. but could you give me an overall, how was that for you? How was the experience for you to go on The Voice, have success, because all 4 judges turned around and it was your choice, and seemingly you went for a good long run on it. And just tell me about that experience, and also the idea of doing TV talent shows as a beatboxer.
Well, actually, the first time because they were the ones who asked us to do it. Like, we refused. Well, I refused because, like, I told Gothenburg, yo, I don't sing. What will I do on The Voice? Like, what's the point for me to go there? I just beatbox and rap a little bit. So I said no, and even he did not want to do it. So they actually contacted us 4 times. We refused 3 times, and then the last time, I had a talk with MB14. I was like, yo, bro, you think I should do it? Because I'm not a singer, right? I can't sing. Like, I just beatbox and rap. Is it cool for me? He said, just it doesn't matter. Like, you just see what happens. What happens. Just do your thing. If they ask you to do it, it's because they like what you guys do. So, just give it a go and see how it goes. So we did 2 auditions. We got through. And then yeah, we did the show, and they asked us to do This Is America by Childish Gambino, because they kind of choose what songs you have to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we did 4 shows, and it was a real great experience, because you see, like, the real very, very, very professional world of television, and yet, like, everything is really, really well organized. We had so many vocal coaching, we had like stage coaching, we had so many people coaching us on like an artist aspect. So it was a really great experience. And I would, like, if you're a looper, a singer, whatever, and The Voice asks you to go do that show, well, just try, because it's a great opportunity to do it. It might not happen, it will probably never happen again for us. So yeah, it was a really great experience.
You'll never say never. You never know who watched that
True.
and will see you and see a fit for you to go and have another opportunity.
True.
And again, you've been performing. You teach at schools. You go into schools and do workshops. And you said in France, and I've talked to a few guys about this, but the government has money and can set it aside if you want to pursue it, and you have a plan that they'll help you to get into schools and be able to spread the art form. And that's a brilliant thing to go and have as a country, I think. But if you continue on, you have, let me see here, you have music coming out that you're putting out. You said once every month you want to go and put out a new thing on Spotify. And from what I saw in another interview, and you featured on Ambition with Sorrow, you featured on recently with A La Ones Bien with Robin. So you're working with a bunch of different artists and making the most of the time that you have, and you're putting out tutorials, and you're putting out, some reaction videos now as well. And I can see that your YouTube page is really coming along and gaining traction, and people are watching it more and more and more. So overall, just questions about, what do you have in the books? What's coming up for people to go and look forward to, music-wise, tutorial-wise, reaction-wise, and just what are your plans as this thing extends and kind of having to stay inside? But what are some new plans and new projects that are coming up?
Yeah, well, for the Spotify aspect, I'm kind of late, because I said once a month. Well, it was from last year. I started that in July. Now it's more like once every 2 months. But YouTube videos are coming out every week. So it's every Sunday, as you said. The Justin Bieber cover just came out. It's I'm trying to release a music video, or some Loopstation content every week. There's no real set objective, as everything is like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, can I go out? Can I not go out? What am I going to do? So right now I'm just staying at home, making content, making videos, and just practicing my loops. And there's no big project I'm really working on right now in terms of music. So yeah, just dropping videos every week. That's about it for the moment. Like, my real objective is to go back outside and go on stage and perform for people. That's, I guess, every looper's dream right now. but it's not possible. So I'll just make concerts from where I am. I'm doing a lot of live streams also, live streaming for people, like on my channel. So that's all I can do for the moment. So I'll just keep on doing that until we go back on stage.
Fair one. And I also saw that you've worked on EPs and stuff, but I was gonna ask you had said it doesn't make sense for an artist unless you're at a certain large level to make a full length album. You say it doesn't make, or in an interview I saw you had said that, and I was wondering why do you feel that way, and if you still do, just kind of describe the thought process behind that.
Yeah, it's really there's millions of artists today, and like if you are like not nobody, but if you only have a small fan base and not a lot of reach and not a lot of people listening to your music, if you drop an EP, let's say, just say once every year, right? Or if you drop an album once every year, 10 tracks once every year, well, you're gonna have a lot of promo for that album, and when the album comes out, it's gonna have some traction for a few weeks, few maybe months, but then it's just gonna die out. And the thing is, if you unless you're like releasing music videos for it every now and then, but if you release just one track once in a while and you just keep it like every month, for example, you're always gonna gain some traction. You're always gonna like reach out to somebody else. And like right now, it's a strategy that I feel is the best for me, because if I release an album right now and then don't release tracks for a few months, like I feel like from that album people might like just listen to one or two songs, because it's really the case right now when an artist drops an album, like you one or two songs really goes viral, and then the other songs like, yeah, okay. So that's the strategy right now, is just release songs on a regular basis, like once a month, if I can, and dropping a video every week, so that, you know, there's always something going on and not just one big thing and then it dies until the other thing. I just rather have it regular and going up like this, you know, slowly but surely.
That's a good strategy. And is that something, do you have like a mentor that kind of that would say, you could say, would have helped you promo wise as an artist, not just as a actual Loopstation artist or beatboxer, but is there somebody that kind of knows the business that might have given you ideas about things to pursue and ways to manage yourself? Or is this something that you're just realizing as time goes on and self-taught?
Yeah, it's all self-taught. Like from the day I learned beatbox, you know, it's YouTube, it's people on YouTube, it's Tide, it's Swissbeatbox, it's, you know, it's all the content. I'm trying to look out for things and try them and fail or succeed, but at least try them and see what works for me.
Absolutely. And would you consider, let's say that something happens and people really pay attention, you start getting a lot of traction, would you consider an album full length?
It would. I don't know. This hasn't happened yet. So, but I don't know. I guess it could work out. I mean, if I'm working with someone, if I'm working with a label or yeah, if a label tells me, okay, this is the strategy you have to take right now. If it's a person I can trust and I've seen results they've had with other artists before, okay, like, of course, I mean, you know your shit, so I'm gonna do it for sure. Yeah. So and an album is nice to have also as an artist, because, you know, like when you're older and you look back at what you've done, if you only drop like singles here and there, it's cool, but, you know, an album is something special, and it's something that definitely later in my career I would like to do. So if I had to do it, I would.
Well, I hope you think about that, and I hope the opportunity comes up, because it'd be super. I think you'd make good stuff. You have a lot of talent, not just as a Loopstation artist, but rap wise, and just the mind of how to put together tracks. So I think you have you got a good future if you so choose to.
Thank you.
Another question I was going to ask before we get into some other parts of this, something that I had seen with in other interviews, and also Boney wanted to me before we get to that part of this, he had mentioned it to me. So you've had a surgery, two surgeries, one to take out the tonsils and that were enlarged, and the second one to fix some hemorrhages that you had on that after the surgery was done. And you said that this has affected some sounds that are down here in the crispness of your snare. So I wanted to go and ask you, if it's not too personal, just to go and tell us about what made you have that decision to get the tonsils out, and also how that experience has been for getting back into beatboxing if you needed to take a break because obviously it's a surgery.
Yeah, well, it all started in the body reacts to a lot of stress, right? And okay, we're gonna get a bit personal, but early 2019, I broke up. We broke up with my girlfriend back in the time, and I went through a really harsh time. Like it happened during the GBB 2019, just a week before actually, and yeah, for a few months, like I went through some sort of depression, like not even some sort. I went through depression, and it was really hard. And I was always sick, like always something happening with my body, you know. And I woke up one day, and like I never saw my tonsils before, and I woke up that day, and my tonsils were actually touching each other, and I had such a sore throat, and I had difficulties sleeping, difficulties eating, because the food could like really literally not go through sometimes. So they were really swollen, and I stayed like that for a whole year, choking at night, because you know when you sleep, like it swells even more, and you just choke. And so for a whole year I had difficulty sleeping, eating, swallowing my saliva, and yeah, doctors did not want to take the surgery because they said it was kind of risky. Like a tonsils surgery when you're old, when you're 30, and with tonsils that are that size, is kind of risky. So they did not want to do it until I found a surgeon who wanted to do it. So we did the surgery. It went well, I thought. And then 4 days after, I woke up in the middle of the night, and like I just opened my eyes and I felt something in my mouth. And I just opened my mouth and I saw like so much blood go out. And honestly, like that was back in October. That wasn't far away. That moment, I just thought, okay, I'm going to die. Like honestly, I said, okay, I'm about to die right now. I just got up, and just blood was going out constantly out of my mouth. So I was living with Saro back in the day. I just entered his room. I'm like, Tristan, we're going to the hospital now. So we just went, and like I went straight for the surgery, like in emergencies. And so yeah, for a whole month I could not eat. So I was having liquid all the time. I couldn't beatbox for a month and a half. And yeah, when like my snare when I started beatboxing again, wasn't there anymore. So that see, like that's the snare I had when I started beatboxing. I can't do the really crisp snare anymore. So kind of discouraged me from solo beatboxing also. So this is why I don't beatbox at all anymore. So yeah, so the snare, I hope you're gonna come back someday.
Well, I hope so too, because that sounds like a difficult time, but it's encouraging to see that you're still pursuing and coming back up to making new things and pushing through that tough time. Because again, it's that's definitely the scariest thing that I've heard on this podcast. So, but you pushed forward, and now you are feeling better, and kind of that's all taken care of in your opinion. I've been told.
I still have because you have to get used to it, and I still have difficulty swallowing my saliva, and like I had some post-traumatic stress, which causes me to not really sleep at night. So I sleep like 2 or 3 hours each night. So it's not all gone, but at least for the eating part, I don't, because I used to almost choke on my food. Like honestly, for a whole year, each time I wanted to eat, I was almost scared to eat, now this is gone. So that's a good thing. And yeah, but I still have that kind of traumatic stress experience that does not allow me to sleep as I should sleep.
That's again, I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, but you seem to be going in at least with positive attitude, and even if you find yourself not sleeping, you can really commit to your music and get a lot of time to practice and create stuff. So at least you have taking a positive out of a negative is always, in my opinion, the best way to deal with something.
Thank you. Well, I'm privileged. I mean, I live in a country where, we have everything, and I have a bed, I can make music, I have food. So yeah, I'm privileged and I'm aware of it. So of course, you always have to think this way. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's again, definitely in my opinion, the best way to deal with it, and taking that negative possibility and negative thing turning into a positive. Before we get into one more section, I wanted to go and ask you. You mentioned too, you live in a country currently that is France, and you were born there, but you were raised around the world, raised from Ireland to the to Saint Martin in the Caribbean. And I was gonna ask, how much did that influence your style, music wise, and your ear to go and listen to different styles of music? Because I find that you have a lot of different styles of music that you work with, and from the Afro beats to being able to put out a lot of different like trap and just cool. I don't know. It's such a variety that you have. So how much did moving around as a child and throughout your teens influence your current musical ideals?
Well, just the language itself. I find myself listening to English speaking rap more than French. And in France, most people are going to listen to French rap, but I rather listen to US hip hop, definitely. And as I was saying earlier on, I had this ex who was African, right? And so she used to listen to only African music, and I've been there already, and this is where the Afro beats come from. I really like music from Ghana, Nigeria. So yeah, you get influenced by people who you stay with. So yeah, I mean, the living abroad made me want to rap in English because I grew up listening to English music, well, English speaking music. And then the person who you stay with obviously influence your styles also, and this is what happens. So this is why I really focus on English rap and Afro music right now.
And when it comes to rap itself, when did you start writing raps, and also how do you find yourself being a lyricist? Being a lyricist is much different than being a beatboxer and having to go and scribe out different rhymes. How do you find yourself working in that realm as a writer comparatively to a beatboxer?
Actually, the way it started was when I was beatboxing, when I was looping. I was just making beats on the Loopstation, and I was like, okay, making beats on the Loopstation is cool, but like, as I said, I wasn't focusing on battles. I was focusing on doing shows, and I was just imagining somebody in the crowd watching you doing loops on your Loopstation, and then just doing nothing, not interacting with the crowd. I mean, not putting lyrics on top of it, and I found it boring. So I was like, okay, I need to put lyrics on my beats. I wasn't a rapper or anything. Like, I did not know how to rap, but I was listening to quite a lot of hip hop. So I just tried out with like doing songs, first of all, covering songs of artists that I really liked to listen to back in the days in 2015. So, Tyga, A$AP Rocky, Drake, all these guys. And then eventually I started writing my own lyrics, and, you just write about, I just started writing about like real life stuff, real things, like how I wanted to succeed in my life with music, how I wanted to try to elevate myself, and just talk about like hope, talk about subjects, love, talk about like anything that I witness on a daily basis. So it's simple things, really simple things. And then came the battles, and then I started writing lyrics about this kind of competitive, like battle lyrics, really. So
Well,
that's how it started. Yeah.
I'm excited to go and see you get on stage, jumping on and ripping up some raps and ripping up some beats, man. It's gonna be dope. But now, Beyond the Beats, episode 49. I want to get into rapid fire. Rapid fire. All right, so this is a section where I'm going to ask you some questions in a rapid fire succession, and I want you to answer without thinking about it too much. You ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here, episode 49 with BreZ. We are about to get into rapid fire. First question: who is your favorite solo beatboxer?
MB14.
Who is your favorite tag team currently?
Katja.
Who is your favorite Loopstation artist aside from yourself?
MB14.
Who is your favorite crew aside from Squid?
Automatic.
What is your favorite current noise? What was your favorite battle you've been in so far?
Alexinho against Alexinho Loopstation.
Who is your favorite motorcycle racer?
Casey Stoner.
How is Chaussette?
Feeling right now, feeling good.
What is your favorite way to cook chicken?
Fried in a pan.
What is the best Irish dish to you?
Oh God. I don't remember, honestly.
What is your favorite Caribbean dish?
I don't know how to say it in English. There's some chicken with Colombo spices. I don't know how you say it.
Well, so how do you say it in French?
Colombo de poulet, like Colombo of chicken.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite French dish?
Bœuf bourguignon. The beef with the sauce.
Another question is, who is someone that you'd like to battle at Grand Beatbox Battle 2021 World League on the Loopstation?
Robin.
Okay, and last but not least, do you have any secret techniques that you're saving up for GBB 2021 World League?
Maybe.
Rapid fire right there, live and direct for you, Candy, with my homie BreZ. That brings us to our next section, which is going to be questions from
my friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni
has a few questions for you.
Okay.
First thing he says is, "What up, Guel Gang?"
Girl gang, yeah, that's our little thing. Girl is, I would say it's kind of an insult in French, but we were the girl gang.
Well, he says, "What up?" Start off. Next, he goes, he was
My friend Papuni.
He was in the finals of the French Champs since 2011. You've done a lot of different stuff. It's been a pleasure to see you level up. So, one question that he wants to know is, what do you do to upgrade yourself as an artist? What do you do to upgrade yourself as an artist? That's a question from
My friend Papuni.
Keep on practicing, going on stage, try to renew yourself, move out of your comfort zone, and just don't stick only to what you can do. Try to be curious about stuff.
All right. Another question from
my friend Papuni.
What's an artist you'd love to do a collaboration with one day? We'll say I'll expand this one. Who's a beatboxer you'd like to do a track with? And a second one of name a reasonably you can famous or not, but non-beatboxer you'd like to do a track with.
Okay. I guess MB14 would be cool. And then non-beatboxer, only famous guys, things like if I had to dream, actually Burna Boy, yeah, I'd love to do a feat with Burna Boy. That could happen someday. He's a Nigerian singer, Afro music.
Well, if you're watching out there, Burna Boy, BreZ wants to do a collab. Get on that. Same with you, MB14. That'd be awesome to hear. Another question from
my friend Papuni.
He wants to know, what does the Grand Beatbox Battle mean to you?
It means the opportunity to show your music to a large audience and the biggest beatbox event in the world. This is the biggest place where beatboxers can unite and jam and perform. So it's just the biggest beatbox event in the world, and you have to be there.
I agree. Grand Beatbox battle. Another question from
My friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
He says, this is something that I've seen you answer, so I'll further this question, but he goes, I'm pretty sure he has no fear, he being you, has no fear against anyone to battle on a loop station, but is there anybody that you're going to be trying to avoid in a solo loop battle that you'd be worried to battle? And I heard you already answer Robin. You said Robin's someone that you don't want to battle because of his style, and it would be very hard, but is there anyone else aside from Robin that you're like, ooh, it's going to be a tough one to go against?
Okay, well, for Robin, I want to battle him, but I know he would be the most difficult because, as he said, his style is totally impossible to counter for me. Well, that's what I said. But I guess Ritmine, right? Because Ritmine is a beast right now. Ritmine is a machine, and this guy is. I think he's gonna be really hard to beat at the next UBB.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be so dope. Honestly, aside from questions right now, I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to go and see all of it live, see everybody's new stuff. They've had years to work on it, and I feel like forever the bar is getting raised at Grand Beatbox Battle. So I'm excited to go and see it. Ritmine's gonna be bringing some heat.
Yeah.
Another question from
My friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
How many hours a day do you practice with your loop station approximately?
It depends. It depends. But when I'm preparing for a battle, 2018 World Championship, I was honestly for a whole 2 months, I was practicing 10 hours a day. Right now, I'm working on content and stuff, but when I'm preparing for a battle, it can be the whole day. Yeah.
That's the dedication you need to become a champion, ladies and gentlemen. Another question
My friend Papuni
has for you. How many total loop stations, how many RC 505s have you gone through?
5.
5?
Yeah. These machines break easily, but I press hard on them, to be honest. But yeah. If you're watching, they have to be more solid. You know, they're a bit fragile. So please do something.
Help out the homie. Sponsor him for a few minutes. At least give him a chance. That's an expensive.
The fifth one is dying down on me.
Oh my. Okay. All right. That's a.
My friend Papuni
had a good question there. He's got another question. He wants to know. I was going to bring this up at the end, but I'll let him take this one. He says, you run a merch store currently, and where can people get your gear? And where can people get your gear and support you right now if they want to go and grab some stuff?
Okay, well, you have the link. So there's the Instagram. So here's the hoodie Looper. On Instagram, you have Loopstation Store. You can find the Instagram page, and you have a link in the bio, so you can click on the link, and you will see all the merch available for it.
Get yourself some Loopstation merch. Get yourself some Looper sweaters. Yeah. Get yourself some stuff. Support the homie BreZ. Let's go. Another question from
my friend Papuni.
What is one brand or sponsor that you would like to get? Is there some either shoe company, headphone, anything? What's a company that you'd love to get the sponsorship from?
I've never thought of that. I'm not really a brand guy. Like most of the clothes I have don't really have like known brands. But you know, I mean, a Loopstation, Boss would be cool. that would be a good one.
After going through five machines so far, and this one's dying out, I think Boss would be a good fit for you. So Boss and Roland, if you need a looper to go and get after, come on, help out the homie. Last thing that
my friend Papuni
has to say, he says he usually ends off on one of these. So this is a message directly from
my friend Papuni.
He says, I must say, BreZ has always been such a lovely person. We've known each other for a long time and had many chats for more than 10 years. It's like 12 to 13 now. Wow. Now that we know each other, and it makes me very happy to see you doing big things in the scene and that you're a front runner and being very active currently. He was also very kind to me, so you're being very kind to Paponi, and that makes him very happy. He says, thanks for all the thanks for being such a kind person. Shout out to Gyul Gang, and he looks forward to hearing more of your work. He wants you to wish the best for all your projects coming up, and he hopes that you can work together with SBX. Also, he looks forward to seeing you in person, being able to hear your music live. Also, Bretanga. Oh, Brittany is a very nice place. The people are great there, and he wants to give his deepest respects to the entire French scene. So, from
My friend Papooni.
he ends off with much love and respect. Big shout out to BreZ. Big shout out to his mad skills. Keep it up, and stay healthy and safe.
My friend Papooni.
Wanted you to know that.
Well, thank you very much. One love. Much love to Papooni. Thank you for everything you're doing. And yeah, known this guy for, like, as he said, more than 10 years now. He's getting old.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, shit. But yeah, he's a great guy doing such amazing stuff. So yeah, one love to Papooni.
And you usually ask this, but he didn't ask this in this. Actually, no, I missed it. Will you do another SBX shout out sometime soon?
Of course. Definitely.
Now we're getting questions from Ish.
Ish.
These are questions, Ish, from the audience.
Never stop.
Yeah, just another 30 minutes of this. Another question from the audience. Brady wants to know, he feels that a lot of people are starting to drop away from battling and are only judging battles. How long are you going to battle for still?
Good question. I think the thing is, you need a lot of motivation and time to make new rounds and always come up with rounds that are even better than the ones you had before. And there's a point where it gets really difficult to find new rounds. I'm kind of reaching that point, to be honest. But I don't know. I really wanna do battles when we can do battles again, because it's been almost 2 years now. So it's not something that's in my mind for the moment. I don't want to stop right now.
Okay. Brady asking the hard questions. Mikkel Fredsgaard.
Hey.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, definitely.
From the audience wants to say, in your own words, what is your biggest achievement yet? What are you most proud of so far in your career?
I guess when I get, because I often get, messages on Instagram, comments on YouTube, and people say, oh, because of you, I bought a Loopstation, or some people even saying stuff like that my music changed their life and they were going through difficult times, and just watching my videos made them feel better and smile. Well, I mean, like, what better can you have than like changing people's lives, and making them happy? Like, when you get messages like these, you're like, okay, I know exactly why I'm doing this. Like, I've been inspired. Like, Beatbox saved my life also, because I did not know what I was going to do. I did not know what projects, what path to follow. And then when I started beatboxing, it all became clear, because it was a real passion and I wanted to live from my passion. So when people come up with these messages, I see myself back like 13, 14 years ago, like in the same situation. So I guess when I've reached this point where I get messages like these, and yeah, it makes me really feel blessed for everything I'm doing.
That answer makes me happy. Another question from Ilya, actually, Heidfeld, the man who's running the stream, the man behind the stream. He wants to know, who is your dream team tag team partner? If you could be a tag team with anybody in a fantasy battle, who's the dream team tag team partner?
Solo or Loop or?
We'll go with that. We'll open this up. We'll put down for solo. If you're going to be in a tag team, so two people on stage, who's your tag team partner? And if you had anybody as a Loopstation artist to go into a tag team showcase battle with, who would that be as well?
Okay, let's move away from MB14 and try to find somebody else. But but yeah, well, D-Lo, because he'd carry me through the battle, right? No, yeah, D-Lo is obviously a machine right now. Like he's unbeatable and he's amazing. And I found myself kind of dropping out from solo beatbox, not really finding an interest in it. And these days, when I'm seeing what D-Lo is capable of doing, I'm like, okay, wow, this guy right here amazes me. He's one of the few who really amazes me and makes me want to watch beatbox again. So yeah, D-Lo for sure in solo.
And Loopstation?
And Loopstation. Actually, I did one last week with Robin, and that was one that I really wanted to do, a collab I wanted to do for a long time. So yeah, Robin, if I had to choose another one,
how about this? I'll make it a little bit. Someone outside of France.
Okay. Thorson.
Ooh, that's a solid answer. That'd be dope. AKA Blue Lippy.
AKA Blue Lippy, yep.
Another question from let's go with, holy Lord, some of those questions are interesting. We'll go with this question here. We'll say number 6 was from somebody, I'm not sure, but they said, what do you like to do other than beatboxing? What other interests do you have? What do you do? Because I know that you said you met Sorrow at 16 when you guys were playing 2016 playing FIFA together, and you were co-op 1 and 2 ranked. So do you still play FIFA? Do you still what else do you do aside from beatboxing for fun?
I don't play FIFA anymore. But yeah, I play Rocket League frequently. But I like football. I really like soccer. I don't know if how you call it over there.
It's up to you to go and say. I understand because I
okay, yeah,
but
yeah, I really like football. Otherwise, I just like to just chill out. When we had the possibility to chill out with people, just chill out and play some video games with my friends. Like nothing much, but yeah, football, Rocket League. These are 2 hobbies that I have right now.
I like it. Real quick, second edition right here. I got 2 questions. What's your favorite football club?
Rennes, Stade Rennais.
Who is your favorite player currently?
Thomas Müller.
Who is your favorite player of all time?
I don't know. Thomas Müller.
What is your favorite vegetable to throw into a salad?
Avocado.
All right. Just got that out of the way.
Is that a fruit or a vegetable, actually?
Is a avocado a vegetable or a fruit?
Uh-huh.
I believe. Let's go and see. Public people, put down what you think it is, and I would say it's a vegetable, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say it's a vegetable. I don't know if it can be classified as a fruit.
I'm just looking that up real quick because I think that's an actual.
Because I think it's like the tomato. I don't know if it's a fruit or a vegetable. Some people say it's a fruit.
Well, tomatoes a fruit, right?
It's just a game or sport.
It is a fruit. It is a fruit.
Okay.
Wait. Avocados. This is according to Wikipedia, or the health.harvard.eu. It is the vegetable of the month because it says avocados are one of the few fruits. Geez. And yes, technically they are a fruit, not a veggie. So it is a fruit.
Okay.
So aside from avocado being a fruit, what vegetable? The difficulties.
Salad itself, I guess. Lettuce.
Okay, fair enough. That's geez. Let's get with one more question from our audience. Let's go here. What was the name this is a question from our audience by a guy named William Jeff. What's the name of your first track you ever recorded?
LSD.
LSD. That was your wild card, right?
That was the wild card. Yeah, exactly.
If you guys are looking, he just re-released that a little while ago too, on your channel. So if you guys want to hear that,
you're good.
It's Beyond the Beats. We got to go and find these things out. So to answer your questions, if you do want to go and search it up, look up LSD, and it'll be on his current YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You can watch a remastered version of it, so you can get a good quality. That being said, is there anything that I missed? Anything you want to talk about? Because we went through questions from Baponi, questions from the audience, rapid fire questions, and went through some of the things you've accomplished in your career. Is there something that you want to talk about while you have the opportunity here on Swissbeatbox Beyond the Beats?
No, I just want to know about you. What are your projects right now? What are you working on? What are you doing?
What am I doing? Okay, well, I usually give a
Yeah.
section where I can get people to ask me questions. Yeah, currently, to be honest with you, I've been spending a lot of time working for my dad and helping him out, doing some maintenance and building and construction stuff that he needs to hand with. And being that Toronto specifically has lockdown where there's not shows happening, live shows, it's been a good opportunity to attempt to go and help out a family when I have the opportunity to do so and have time. So I've been doing that for basically this year, but I've been working also with a violinist by the name of Dr. Draw. This project we got Nemesis. We just put out a St. Patrick's Day video that was done, and so we're starting to be able to see each other again a little more, and even just working on ideas where he sends me something, I'll send something back to him. So getting back into the swing of things, I'm doing some online hosting for a bunch of corporate shows and some conferences. And yeah, I've been actually watching some of your tutorials and other people's tutorials and playing around with some Loopstation ideas. So I got a couple things I'm working on, and hopefully we'll see what happens in the future. And yeah, and also doing this is a passion. I love learning about people and seeing how people have taken the beatbox their own way. So it's been a pleasure to run Beyond the Beats podcast so far.
Yay. And I was wondering because yeah, I was going to ask you about the Loopstation because yeah, I've seen you doing some Loopstation videos. Have you ever thought of going into a Loopstation battle?
Yeah, well, actually, the first Grand Beatbox Battle edition with a Loopstation battle, I did an elimination on, and that's an old school video you can find.
You did?
Yeah, that's an old one. It's listening back. It's definitely not my finest work, and my voice is all over the place. So listen back to it is definitely inspiration to be like, oh man, you can just sit down and practice, and definitely something I need to work on. But that's something people have asked me about battling and ideas for it, and it's interesting to think about how far the scene has gone. And like the first battle I ever was in was like 2008 or something like that. Yeah, 2008 Scribble Jam was the first battle I ever did. But anyways, it's just interesting to see how far it's gone along, and this year has been a good opportunity as well to go and practice. And every week I get a reminder there's people like you out there that are just crushing it, so I got to practice. Having Pre-Sha on, and she was telling me, we were talking afterwards, and she's, yeah, I'm like, yeah, should practice more, like she's crushing it right now. And just people, all my peers are crushing it, so I need to sharpen that sword and keep it sharp. And so do you, people that are watching. Make sure that you keep that practice up, and that's the way you go and improve yourself as a artist and also character in the scene. Make some stuff happen.
Definitely. Yeah, I just want to add, because there's talent. For me, talent does not exist. There's only hard work and patience and dedication to whatever you like. So yeah, there's no talent. You could gain talent just with practice. So if you're looking up to certain people out there, they were not born with this talent. They work really hard. So you can do it also. Definitely.
Every professional started as an amateur at one point or another.
Exactly.
And with hard work and perseverance, you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. Truly think that.
True.
So that being said, do you have another little showcase in you to go and end this off on? Because people were asking me the entire time, man, like they love hearing about you. But the beginning dropping on with 911 and Criminal slapping up them tracks, they want to see if you have another little showcase you can do for the people right here live and Beyond the Beats. Come on, yeah.
Let's put this camera right here. Wait, let me think quickly. Which track to do? I can do some little Afro trance to start with. How much time do I have? This
is your version of Beyond the Beats. You do what you want, man. I'm happy to sit here and listen to you and get inspired by you. So I'm sure people are excited to go and hear more. So ladies and gentlemen, right here live and direct, episode 49, Beyond the Beats. This is BreZ. This is what he does. Jumping on that Loopstation. You already know what to do if you're sitting at home. I say the 3, y'all say the 2, and the 1. Get it in 3.
Okay. All right. You ready? Yeah. Chop with a homie. Who gonna show me the rappers you make? But no substance we don't need. Nah, turn the page. We only wanted to come up a stage. Yeah, the game we changed. No pussy, no perky, no women we chase. Yeah, now look to the right. My homie got appetite. No, you never had a beat so tight. No, never seen a looper with a picture so bright. Now look to the left. This is FRBBX is best. Nobody can take my place. Cause I'ma push him to the test.
Chop in a bando, I don't wanna look like yo. Say chop in a bando, cause I don't wanna look like yo. Say chop in a bando, I don't wanna look like yo. Say chop in a bando, cause I don't wanna look like yo. Say chop in a bando, I don't wanna look like yo. Chop in a bando, cause I don't wanna look like yo. Chop in a bando, I don't wanna look like yo. Say chop in a bando, I don't wanna look like yo.
Let's go.
Do something a bit more chill. Against the wall, I'm afraid of the fall. Watch this, hold still as I'm losing it all. This maze to your feelings got so many possibilities. Pictures in my mind and I be hanging with the memories. Yeah, all the good old times, all the good old smiles when the things were fine, hey. Now those times are gone, everything is dust and now I'm all alone. So I ask myself, not a witness. Push me to my limit, not a fearless. Whoa. Check up the miss the lyrics now. Wait, let me do it again, okay. Ask myself, not a witness. Push me to my limit like a fearless. Ask myself, not a witness. I can
doing this, ayy. I just wanna raise myself, yeah, here and now. I just wanna reach your thoughts, yeah, here and now. I just wanna change my life, yeah, here and now. And bring your future to your hands, yeah, here and now. Kinda messed up the lyrics a little bit, but let's keep it going. Ready? Ish. Move on with a ish reggaeton beat.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Slow it down.